Alright, UFC just gave Sean O'Malley something that many fighters can only dream of. A second chance to go out there and fight for the undisputed championship of the world. And in this one, Morab did more than just simply outwork him. Morab dominated him, finished him, and borderline exposed him, all within 3 rounds. Now, according to Sean O'Malley, this was not just a normal fight. Sean made a point to make sure he let everyone know that he's preparing for this fight much more seriously than he's prepared for any other fight previously in his entire career, his entire life, taking off almost a year between his last fight and this one to primarily work on his grappling. Meanwhile, Morab took on a title fight against Umar Nurmagomedov, who at this point in time was the boogeyman of the 135-pound division, and Morab absolutely dominated him, winning on the feet and dominating the grappling exchanges. And I think this is one of the reasons that Morab is so good, because he truly lives up to his nickname, The Machine. The guy is an absolute workhorse who really will fight anyone, anywhere, at any given time, which is exactly what you want to see in a champion. And look, I do think O'Malley looked good early on. He was able to dictate the distance, feint his way in and out of range. Now, when Morab got his hands locked around O'Malley, there really wasn't all that much he was able to do about it. That being said, O'Malley was able to find his way back up to his feet multiple times after getting taken down, and O'Malley was able to find some nice shots on the feet. And I think when people look back on this fight, a lot of people's eyes will be opened up to how good Morab is everywhere. Even on the feet, he was able to land nice combinations, backing O'Malley up against the cage at times. But ultimately, as we now know, O'Malley was just unable to put up enough of a fight against the non-stop relentless pressure from Morab, and got finished near the end of the 3rd round. And I think that finish was a pretty big statement by Morab, who actually, I'm pretty sure this was Morab's first and only submission victory in the UFC, which just goes to show how much Morab is improving fight after fight. We saw him look better in the stand-up exchanges in this one, and we saw him get a finish effectively nullifying the 2 big criticisms of him, that he is not much of a striker, isn't that exciting, and isn't much of a finisher. And let's not forget that he did all of this against the most popular and most exciting guy in maybe the history of this division. And as for O'Malley, I think he is kind of in a weird position after this, because when you go through all the things that he reportedly did different in the lead up to this fight, not smoking anymore, by all accounts, taking his wrestling training significantly more seriously. According to him, he had an injury in the last fight, which again, by all accounts, he was 100% healthy going into this one, or, as healthy as fighters tend to be. And he didn't put any crazy colors in his hair. But I think the big irony in this one is that O'Malley's hair was bleach blonde before this fight, which means that for his hair to have been brown, he would have had to dye it. And I think that that's kind of a pretty good metaphor for what took place in this fight. Sean O'Malley was really just more of the same. Even if he said he made these different lifestyle changes, the one thing that matters the most, his fighting style, is something that did not really change. And I think to some degree, this kind of highlights a pretty big difference between him and Morab. Morab is the nonstop, constant workhorse, always trying to improve, always ready, willing, and able to fight anyone. Whereas O'Malley is the superstar, who is way more endearing to all the fans. So I don't want to be too negative. I don't want to hate on the guy, but I do think that when it comes to Sean O'Malley being at the top of the mountain at the 135 division, I think those days are now over. So what's next? With Corey Sandhagen being in attendance at this one, I think Morab's next fight is already set to go. Morab versus Corey Sandhagen, which is a very fun, very interesting fight. And I think Corey, being a tall, rangy striker, can learn a lot of things from what O'Malley did both right and wrong in his back-to-back title fights against Morab. And as for O'Malley, I think there's a couple options. I think there's a good chance they do the trilogy fight against Cheeto. Winnable fight for O'Malley. There's a storyline baked into it, so it'll sell. Another fight that I think would be very, very interesting is Sean O'Malley versus Peter Yan in a rematch. Highly controversial fight the first time, with Peter Yan looking amazing as of late with his recent win over Davis and Figueiredo. I don't know that the UFC is willing to roll the dice. That's a fight that I would love to see. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. What you guys think of this fight? Who do you want to see these guys fight next? And yeah, thanks for watching.